Oh, God. Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
We're at the summit. Go ahead, James. Take it away.
Hot mic.
Welcome back, people. We have new people. It's more interracial now.
What's
We've
your
got
name
some
again?
Asian persuasion.
Trace.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Good.
Rohan.
Good to see you.
All right.
What are you
so
wearing?
Next matchup.
What is he wearing?
Gunslinger Mo, Halloween costume.
Okay.
Like, can you put like your phone in one of those pockets? or
Yeah,
they
this
literally
one's
just
for a
right
BlackBerry 9700, and then this one's for an iPhone 4. So
there? So you normally have
A
both.
BlackBerry. I haven't heard of a BlackBerry in a real long time, actually.
they no longer fit.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
That's the
Kendrick
saying.
Lamar.
That's what Kendrick Lamar says.
Legend.
The
in
blacker the
own
berry.
right.
Well, there's a Joey Badass line
The
that I
sweeter
could
the
have.
juice.
Something about being under the sun and the black of the berry. Anyways, you know who's not under the sun is North and Vega because they're in the rooms ready to play.
It is a little sunny out there, too.
This
It's
man's
like
got fire.
extremely bright outside. I don't know if the last time you guys stepped out there.
I want to get out there, man. I have a tan line here from Cancun, which has to go.
It's still there.
I need to take these shorts off and make it here instead.
Well,
We're never
I
gonna
don't
see
think
that,
Yeah,
hopefully.
no one's stopping you right now from doing that.
We're
but
stopping you.
I
James.
understand if you don't want to. It's cool.
I've got more
What?
work to do, man. More work to do on the desk.
Yeah.
Although there is no actual desk. There's a fridge, though,
Can I get a coffee?
and a platform.
Yeah,
you're
someone for
just-
that?
that's
I
how
was
that
after
works.
I was after a
Toast.
coffee, but
Got Shannon,
there's no
Grace.
coffee in the thing.
I had a
the
cup
thingamajiggy.
right here, but they're so quick at throwing stuff away that it's gone.
They thought you were littering, Jordan.
Yeah. Well, either way, if you're going to have a coffee, what do you want to not do with that coffee? You don't want to spill it on your dope merch. Make sure you
Boom.
stay clean as it is when you get it brand new. Look at that hoodie right there. I got the one with just AK on it, but that's got, what, AK?
It's
what
got all the
else?
things
So-
on it.
AK, Deagle, PT,
So here's what I was saying
Tech
yesterday.
Tech 9.
I was like, how am I supposed to
5.7.
go through TSA with this, right? How am I supposed to go through and then them
Oh, there you
ask me
go.
if I have any weapons?
Oh, that camouflage one is
and the answer's
awesome.
obviously you
Head
oh,
over
yeah.
to kappa.ly/CSS2 merch.
They got to get the link on the screen.
If
It's-
you like the
To be honest, they
camouflage
should
one,
have-
it's because you played Minecraft.
It's only. Here we go.
There we go.
Yes, let's
Head
do
on-
it.
yep.
Let's do
Asking
it
you
hardcore.
shall
Resize.
receive.
FGC style.
Resize Kappa.
There
Honestly,
we go.
this reminds me of my Twitch stream.
It looks kind of like it.
At
Yeah,
home.
you're right.
I like the camouflage one.
Are
a
you
lot.
saying there's one man running the stream?
No, I have
There
a
we
whole
go.
team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it going. Boom.
There you go.
Hey.
There is the link.
And now top right or lower?
That's
No?
where you can
Hey.
buy things.
Yeah,
you
the
need to be
size.
connected to the internet
There you go.
to
Resize.
visit that website.
All right.
Make sure you're on the internet before you go to the website.
Make sure you're connected with mobile data.
Make sure you log on.
Log on. We shall.
That Pixel one's
Whoa,
cool.
whoa. But on the
So
summit.
we've got North coming up versus Vega Squadron.
I was going to see, should we get someone's opinion on this match? Gabriel, North versus Vega, what do you got? North versus Vega, what do you got? Next match is North versus Vega. What's your prediction?
There.
Join us. Stay
Welcome,
a while,
welcome.
friend. There we go.
Yeah. 2-1 victory for North.
How did you feel about your match just now?
About the last match?
Yeah.
It was a good match. We were a little bit worried because we practiced too much against them last days. Like Inferno, we practiced them like 5 or 6 times in a week. They were the only team available to practice almost, so we had to play them a lot. And that was before we knew that we would play them. So it was a little bit worried because we showed them too much, but the match went great.
What about adding Steel to this lineup? I mean, how much depth do you think that this lineup has?
They were doing pretty good online. Like the scores we had today, it wasn't expected because
to me.
the matches were way harder on practice. But I think they got a little bit to their nerves, and we played very well as well. So that's why they didn't make
Do you think
too
they
much.
have potential?
He can't say no,
think
can
yes,
he?
I think
A little hesitation.
I think the potential is there. Kusta is always a good player, but he's kind of an helper who sometimes can win games, but at the same time he just go non-existent sometimes. No,
You wanna
so
hop
if,
on there or what?
if he brings his own, a good game. If AZK gets to a good level again, starts playing super well. Polo is a decent player, at least from the practice we saw. He's doing great, and he still has the experience. So I think they have a good potential, but they need more time.
Yeah, we noticed actually. We were surprised. Like on Inferno and on Cobble both on their T sides, their ideas weren't terrible. Just the timing was off by them. So by the time they did anything, it seemed like you guys were mostly aware of it. But they had a couple. If you rewatch it, you'd be surprised they're not.
So
Just a couple
the
steps
same
ahead of them.
concern we
the
had about
scaling
playing
on
then I think they had to because they show us too much as well. So what I felt on Inferno match is that they came up with some fast executes. Like they didn't do that on the practice, so they're trying to get us off guard.
Yeah.
And it didn't pay off. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't take this game into consideration. I think they can show a better game next time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks, Gabriel. Appreciate it stopping
Thanks,
by.
guys.
You know, if you
It's
want
a
to sit here, you
pleasure
can.
to
But
be here. No, maybe I'm gonna get taco for a double casting later. You never know.
Ooh,
Hell
the
yeah.
back.
It's too early. It's too
Tease
early.
the stream. Let them know.
Yeah, you got to build up.
Yeah,
Plant
we
the
got many
seed.
days.
Now set the
Do
headset
it,
down,
man.
walk away,
It's
don't come
too
back.
early.
for a little
Thanks for tuning, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys
Thank
later.
you. Hey. So,
So we're looking forward to this North. It's
North
interesting
matchup.
actually going to Vega Squadron because I feel like their run in the major, they were upsetting a lot of teams. But I think eventually, the more exposed they are to everybody else, the more they're going to get figured out. And once they're not taking people by surprise anymore, then you really get to see just how far they can go in the longer term as opposed to the vacuum of one tournament. So since they've kind of reached that point, this will be interesting. And there is the North team.
was it their Ts or CTs that were hyper aggressive at the major? Vega?
The CT Vega Squadron, they were very, very
I'm
active.
confusing them with QBF because it was one was
They
the
were
other.
as
No,
well,
no,
but I
no,
think
they're-
Vega were more.
They're
QBF
both CIS, so they're both super aggressive all the time.
Yeah, but Vega
Uh,
Squadron I think were more so.
Stereotyping. Anyways.
If you looked at them on Overpass, for example, I think it was against G2 when they were in like 3VXs. They weren't
All
afraid
peek
to have one guy pushing down long A to find out information and so on. But they were just very, very aggressive on their CT sides, which was really fun to watch because it was like they were looking for information. Obviously, that has risks, but they
Vega,
weren't
right?
afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't afraid to take those risks, and it paid off for them a lot.
That's what it was. Vega was playing super aggressive on CT and it's coming up big. And QBF was doing the same stuff on T side, but
See, it's the difference between CIS and North America for a while was that they would both be confident in scrims, but then CIS would follow through in the matches and push like crazy, and you wouldn't expect them to. So even in the major, all the way through top 16, which Vega actually made North did, they were pushing. They were pushing like crazy, and like super high pressure situations.
oh, that was Overpass actually where Vega beat North too, and I thought that was a dumb pick or to let Overpass through when you knew how. Vega
Yeah, but
plays.
you know what North are going to do
Oh, you
on
know
Overpass, yeah, on their T side, but you don't necessarily know what Vega are going to do. So again, I think there are advantages to be had from that.
How many shark memes do you think are loaded up and preloaded right into the Twitters
On
right
Jason's
now?
Twitter?
Just ready to go. All the shark gifs in all of the world, I think, are sitting in Jason's
God,
drafts.
That was fun in the major, I have to say. They got some pretty good. It was annoying for me as well because I picked against them. I think every single time, but I love me some sharks as well. So
There's like a genius one though. What was the one after they started losing where he it was like a meme and the shark was like a little teeny stuffed animal. I don't remember the rest of my anecdotal story here is falling off the edge here. But let's just say someone could go find that and post it again. And
Even though that you predicted against Vega every single time, James, you still had the best prediction rating, right?
Yeah, I didn't win a single part, like a single week or whatever, but I won overall.
Slow and steady.
long
Yeah,
game.
absolutely. I was on point.
Never mind.
So who wins this game, James? Are
See
you
where
going
you're
to
going
bet
with
against
that,
Vega
yeah.
one more time?
No, I mean, I've always been a fan of North, so yes, I will bet against Vega. I think it was a weird situation at the major because it's like they're playing other teams and it's like they're supposed to be a better team, they're supposed to win this match, but Vega upset every time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I don't even blame you. I don't even blame you for saying that because North have perennially disappointed, underachieved, failed to reach a positive
The
consistency.
one thing is that aggressiveness that Vega brings. North is their T side flush out. Like CT side, I'm more confident with North with Kyer B in the new opera setup.
With
Kyer
who?
B.
Kyer by.
Kaya
I
Bar.
Kyer
change it
Bar.
every time. This is a running thing with me.
Kaiser
I don't
Sose.
know how to pronounce his name. Don't pretend to. So, anyway, speaking of our predictions, we have different thoughts, but the only thoughts that matter is the Vulcan bet.
Boom. So
Well done.
I suppose there is money to be made on Vega Squadron.
I'd bet on Vega in this situation.
I just wouldn't bet.
I think I would
Because
too.
I think a leader like MSL is very uncomfortable when a team doesn't play the way he expects them to, and I think that if you can off-put him by being really aggressive, I think that's actually a really easy way to beat MSL, if you will.
Yeah, but I think that with the addition of players like Mertz, that will be harder to do because he's a hyper-aggressive AWPer. I think he'll be more comfortable in situations where Cajun B, for example, might not have been with the AWP. So I think that North will be better equipped for that now than they were in the past. That's just what I'm reading about Mertz's style, because I haven't seen too much of his play.
But also think about prep time coming into this, right? So, I mean, I know you guys were just talking about the major and the run-up with North, and everyone was expecting them to do better. Vega was such an upset. But in reality, we don't know what was going on behind the scenes with North, right? I mean, perhaps they already knew the impending changes and whatnot. So, yeah, that'll definitely change the mindset within a team. And for some teams, I mean, I think we call it like a dead team walking, right? Some teams thrive on that.
Yeah, I don't know if they did as much at the major.
They're not a dead team. I'm just saying, like, that's
the North, what the major could have been.
Could have been.
And it didn't go in their favor there. And so, yeah, I do think that's like the pre-narrative thoughts to me. Like, Vega's aggressive CT versus North's not super well oiled T sides. We had a little music coming in.
That's very
I reckon we're going to see overpass, in this, because I feel like Vega will want to play overpass, and I think North. I don't know if it's right to say we'll be too proud to veto it. I mean, they did lose it against them in the past, but I think they'll be willing to play it again, and that excites me. If we do get an overpass in this series, I'll be very interested to see that.
Try to take a look at vetoes. Don't mind me.
But yeah, Mertz is supposed to come in. I think he's supposed to, because I feel like Cajun B is kind of the JDM of Europe, if you will, where I think he was kind of like somewhat solid, but maybe a little bit better on CT side than T side. And I haven't looked at the stats for Cajun, so I'm not entirely sure if that works out. But I think that if Mertz is a little bit more comfortable looking for picks, then maybe that's why they picked him up to replace Cajun. So yeah, maybe they can handle a little bit of fire with a fire of their own.
Yeah.
Well, inversely too. I mean, like I just said, having maybe that impending change coming in, maybe fresh faces just totally revamp this whole thing. They come in here and pug it out and just win the whole tournament.
And
Who knows?
that goes a long way.
Stay tuned.
I think sometimes there's something to be said. C9 obviously with the two-person change. I think just in general, that more than one person gives new life to the team, and it kind of encourages people to rekindle some of the synergy between everyone, because it feels like a new roster. It is a new roster, but more so than just one person, right? So obviously Kajer he has a lot of rifle and aggressive abilities, but he's also probably had to learn to contain and discipline some of the things he wanted to do playing under a system like Astralis, who has such a textbook, well-rounded style. He didn't need to do a lot of individual plays, and maybe now it's going to be more encouraged on North. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does there. And then, of course, Mertz, I don't know a lot about, but you say he's an aggressive opper, and I think North needs someone to spark plug them a little bit, because they rely so much on tacticking, I don't even know the term, people. Tacticalizing people to death, and and they need a little bit of the bullets entering people's brains.
Outmaneuvering
to death.
Swerving.
It's a bit off topic, but what you mentioned. Oh, okay, I'll come back to that, because we have.
Oh my gosh, we're flying through this video.
So
okay,
we're in there. We got them now. Yeah. So Mirage, Inferno, and Overpass will be the decider.
Nice. Yeah, I knew Overpass would. Well, I was fairly confident it would stay open. But it's a shame it's the last. I hope we don't see a 2-0. I really want to see another Overpass between these two teams.
So Vega want to play. They were going to be fine playing Inferno. I think they did get stomped by FaZe at the major on Inferno. Or did they? No, they beat them on it.
Vega 16-6 FaZe on Inferno.
They gave them business on Inferno.
Wild one.
Okay.
That's
well, their pick.
If we're not mistaken, Vega are starting CT on both
Vega
teams.
also beat Liquid on Inferno 16-12. I got it right here. But last week versus Hellraisers, they lost 16-7.
Starladder, yeah.
Starladder, exactly. First Mirage, recent results for Vega include beating Big and losing to Cloud9 16-4. And then obviously North doesn't have any results, I don't think, on these. Taking a look to get that. We're live, commentators.tv.org.
Yeah, I think it's good that if Vega are starting CT side twice, I think that's good for them. And North it's a wait and see. I think it's also cool because we get to see like T-AWPing on Inferno isn't the easiest thing in the world. Mirage is a great opportunity for Mertz to show us what he can do. So, and he's not shy of big numbers, but there has been discussion that sometimes the teams weren't built around him, so they didn't really mean a W.
Jordan, if I don't know what to expect, I don't actually like starting my morning on CT side, because I feel like your economy can get exploited a lot more easily. So if you lose a round, it could be much more punishing.
Me and Sean, I don't know if you heard on the first cast, we're talking about that combined with the fact that, like, T-side, it's a little bit easier to group up and get that lucky AK headshot sometimes versus the 2 bullets needed for the M4. You might not be fully warmed up. Even Torqued, even though it snowballed against them, they had some opportunities to take the T-side effect. Nip was a big fan of that first gun round of the day, or first map of the day. They liked starting T-side.
Yep.
Okay.
Set the pace a little bit. It looks like actually North did play recently. They beat Hellraiser 16-14 on Inferno, and then Mirage they lost 16-2 to Navi the other day. So this first map looks like Vega's chance to maybe get a confident start on Mirage and shut them down with that CT aggressiveness and hopefully
Shut it down.
keep the Cager Bees and the Mertzes a little suppressed here on Mirage, so they don't have too much confidence going to Inferno, where it's a little bit more of an even order there.
The other thing is I saw all of Vega carbo loading before the match. They had their cream cheese and bagels.
The aggressiveness might be a little
But I
weighted
got
down.
on the shuttle with North, and I'm not sure if they ever got food to
But
start the day. You
Have they
have to
had the
think about that.
Uncrustables though?
That's a new stage of the analysis.
Have
Listen,
they been
North-
on Uncrustables? There's mad carbs in the Uncrustables.
North is in the lobby, right? And they have some speaker. I don't know what it was, but this speaker was impressively
Yeah.
loud. It had bass. It was nuts. It was just some backpack speaker, but they were in the right state of mind. It seemed like they
So
were ready
all
to
the
play
way from
Counter-Strike.
the lobby, they were showing us that they don't care.
That too,
That
yeah.
And
And chemistry, and they're loud and proud.
Perhaps new team. New team.
KGB is taking some of that sports psychology tips from Astralis and bringing it over.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
some of the strats, right?
We'll see. Yeah, I don't.
What's interesting with North and Mertz is I don't ever see an MSL team where they build a team around a sniper, which then makes me question: will there be a limit to what, like the style Mertz is allowed to play, or is he just going to have free reign like Draken often is on NIP to just do whatever he wants?
I'm hoping that I think it'd be smart rather for MSL from the beginning to try to maybe work from looseness backwards.
Yeah,
let
rein us
everyone
in.
get in their comfort zone, see what everyone likes doing, and then start setting some guidelines and some limiters, so to speak, of, hey, don't do this if we're in this situation type stuff.
So do you do that because you want to find out what everybody's good at? So the best way to do
It's
that
a bit
is
of
to
a
give them free vote?
personality exfoliation. You want to see when they're
Exfoliation.
pressured what comes out of them. What do they want to do under stressful situations? Because then in the future, as a strat caller, you're calling one off what you think is smart to counter the other team, and then two, what you think your team's strengths are. So it's hard to know what your team's strengths are in pressure situations if you don't give people a chance to exfoliate their
If you want
desires.
If you want to exfoliate, come to my room.
If you want to exfoliate, go to James'
I've got
room.
3 face masks in this bitch.
Yeah.
Not one,
I'm
I've got
actually,
3.
I'm actually down.
I got Glam Glow, I got the LMS face mask singing Majiggy, and I
So
got
you
the
know James is not single.
That's how you.
Peter Thomas Roth pumpkin face mask.
All of
I'm
your-
all over this, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
The skin.
Where do you
Yeah,
where do
it
you get this
explains a lot.
insight though? As a male in society, I feel like maybe I was skipped over when it came to knowing all these tips and tricks.
It's I don't know. Somehow I'm just friends with everybody at the gym / spa I used to go to. There's lots of women who work there, so obviously I talk to all of them. And one of them
Naturally.
ropes me into doing a facial.
Because if you don't talk to all of them,
That's
then
usually
some
yeah.
of them might not know who
That's
you
how
are.
we're open.
Exactly, launders. Exactly. So yeah, I just ended up doing a facial one time, and then like that's my beautician now. So you know,
I
Wow.
thought maybe you had like a YouTube channel where you go over.
Yeah, I
tips
was
and
gonna plug
tricks
you
and-
right there.
I considered
That's what I was setting
considered-
you up for,
dude.
but-
I considered. I feel like I
Beauty
could
tips with
do
Bardolph.
like man beauty.
We got the huddle here.
YouTube.com/man beauty.
Let's go, boys.
I could
All
do
right,
it.
buddy.
Berserker mode. I think if I was on like a team that had Vikings come from their realm, we would have the most insane pregame, almost akin to the haka of the
Would you be
Oh,
rubbing,
yeah, yeah.
rubbing
Of the-
chests
of
together?
of the rugby guys,
Yeah.
and I would walk over and out of Vega's room, smear blood on my face and rip my shirt off.
It would be hard
I'm
to
down with the blood.
Who will
to top that
Who
though.
wants to fuck with
'cause
you after that?
You actually
The
never
New
have
Zealanders-
to, if somebody corners you in an alleyway, you never actually have to fight anybody. All you have to
You
do is take a
scream.
bite out of your arm. Who's going to fight you? You know what I mean? You
This guy's
technically are
crazy.
worse off than you were walking into the alley, but
Or
at this point,
take it a step further. Go to your headset sponsor. Have them turn it into an actual Viking helmet.
Oh shit!
So that way, when
you
you're
place
sitting on
your
land,
helmet on.
we're
You know,
looking
you're-
at you, Sennheiser.
Holy shit!
yeah, that would be. It's a little bit of an overkill, but I think that would instill fear in your opponents, which is
What you
half the
need,
battle.
right, is to get like the skull of like a child baboon or something,
Oh my
right?
god.
And make a chain out of it, like put it through the eye sockets or something, and just
Like a real one.
rock that.
Eyeshadow a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you've crossed the line, James.
Sad part is I don't think they can
I'm down.
match-
Shit, go for it.
I don't even think this is viable because not one player on the starting lineup has a beard. We got a bunch of
True.
baby face over there. The only person with
True.
is I think the coach Av has a beard. So Vega over here.
Probably need to transplant some of that chest hair.
Vega or Wega. I think Yanko says a W for the
Wega?
V, so it's Vega Squadron.
I'm
The
impressed
Wega.
though. Yanko's vernacular
Wegamans.
has really expanded for being what is it, his third language or something?
Yeah,
For real?
Yeah.
you can almost understand him when he speaks now.
Hey!
Come on, man.
He's actually a very clear speaker.
This room is dry as hell.
This room is
Yes. Yes, it is.
Give me a break, guys.
Kit Kat, what you need?
You're one of my favorite people to sit next to.
Really? That's awesome.
You're one of my favorite people to sit next to.
How do you know
Launders.
that? You've only had a few minutes over there.
We had the previous match.
Oh, I was watching. I knew that. So.
Well,
Wow.
So when are we going to get into Stunna's Cloud9 stories?
Where do we want to start?
yeah, let's start with you. Actually, this is good. We'll start with the Danish team here. Let's talk about. I think was MSL actually there? MSL and AG were there. It was in Milan, Italy.
Okay, so technically you would have been the two, but not in the square. All right, so what happened was we bombed. The tournament didn't go so well, and I think they were still playing under Dignitas then. Is that?
Yeah. There's
Remember?
Dignitas AZ device.
Yeah, so we decided to settle last place for the entirety of the tournament in a beer chugging contest. Needless to say, I don't fancy myself a drinker. If you know me, you know that's not true.
We thought
either.
he was the king of the team, though.
King of the team.
In terms of the chugging, we were all drinking, and
Oh, man.
there's like a hookah thing going on.
Nonetheless, I got shown up pretty badly. So, yeah, Cloud9 actually decided for themselves that they were last place at that tournament.
Because
And
Device literally crushed that beer.
It was insane.
Device has a talent. He rotated it. It does something. I don't know if this is a compliment or.
It was like
something
Beer
else
Fest when they
happening
turned the
here,
boot.
but,
It went that fast, really. It was impressive.
And then I had a Snapchat that I wish was still found of three Dignitas players pissing against the wall. I was like, you know what, boys?
We're going to Genova.
This is teamwork here. They're going to jail together. And that was the end of that short story.
Well, that was when Zipniks had those massive sunglasses on, too.
Oh, yeah.
It
We're
looked
walking
so
around.
ridiculous.
And all these people in the square are trying to get us all to go to like a strip club. And we're like chilling here. We're already sitting at a restaurant, like drinking beers. And they're coming in and like loitering. And then like Zipniks is like, I don't know, with these glasses, I feel like I belong. And like,
But
so
they're
he
the
was
glasses that come out like this wide. There's got to be a picture.
The guy was calling it Genova, and then we just wanted to find it walking later just to see if we could actually find it. It was at this point, it was like the holy grail of the trip.
Well, at this point, we had no business being outside.
Yeah,
we
we
probably should have been in our hotel rooms,
Sleeping.
minding our own business.
This was actually the same. No, that wasn't the same night where Shroudy.
Nope, that was not the same night.
2 nights later, Shroudy ends up in the hospital. Let's just say Trace was the victor.
Yeah, we'll save
Was
that.
that, was that with the vase?
Yep.
The giant vase
Yep.
that smashed?
Should we just lay it out there?
That
We
was
already-
when he
I've
walked through the
already-
hotel
yeah,
lobby?
we've already told the story live, but that was the next night. This is a great tournament. What a shit show. The next night, not only does Hiko and Semphis throw up on a dog,
And
we go to an after
Chihuahua,
party.
no less.
We go to an after
Wasn't
party.
even a big dog, it's a tiny dog.
Where Shocks
Drowned
and
it.
like Taz buy a Grey Goose bottle about the size of me and Shroudy.
oh, it's honestly one of the biggest Grey Goose bottles I've ever seen. Jordan picked it up.
Mike's like,
And it
yeah, I'm
towered
down to
above it.
drink a little bit. Taz cocks this thing up and loads it into Shroudy's face at a full 45-degree angle into Shroudy's mouth. It's pouring on his face, and Mike's partying. Sure, about 45 minutes later, where's Mike?
And they wonder why Mike has bad eyesight.
Where's Shroudy?
Because he got vodka in his eyes.
Shroudy's
Like,
gone. All right. Oh, he must be back at the hotel. I get back. We get back at 5 a.m. We got a flight at like 10. Hey, by the way, Mike's not in his room. Hotel calls. Security here, Mansour. There's a Mr. Zeshek. He's at the hospital. We're like, what? He's at the hospital. What? What you say? And then Tracy's like, which hospital? Like, we're not sure.
No, they say we don't know. Good luck, and hang up the phone. Right? So
Yeah.
I'm sick, right? So I just get in a taxi, and I say, take me to the nearest hospital, and I get in there, and nobody speaks English. Go figure, right? We're in Italy. And so at this point, it's like, all right, well, we got to catch this flight. I just walked through the ER doors, like the doors there and the triage. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I got to find this kid. Otherwise, I'm probably not going
We
back
were
to
going
the
to
States.
ESWC in Paris straight
Yeah.
from there.
I went back there and found him. You know, he's all huddled up.
Under like one of those like airplane teeny blankets.
Yeah, he had a towel over himself. And it was something that they did. So like,
Pale
that was-
as ever.
That was pretty screwed up. But, you know, he was just a little shaken up. He was his second time because he did Cologne before that. and then went to Milan Games Week.
And he likes drinking beer, so I think it just caught him off guard.
It was also the fact that he didn't believe in jet lag. And he's so used to streaming, he actually said, I don't believe in jet lag. It's not a real thing.
It's pissed around here. Maybe we should transition. But yes, the story ends with me cuddling Mikey on the next plane flight.
Hey, we made it to ESWC.
We made it to the next land. And Vega showed their aggression that we talked about. I'm going to do a little play-by-play here as AZ's on the far corner here. Gets taken down by Chopper. Now 5 versus 4 situation, 4 versus 4 as Mertz evens it up. And then JR, Kashander, and Valde all exchange here as it's a 3 versus 2. Cage or B, still don't know how to say his name, is going to make an aggressive play here through the back door. And now it's a 2 versus 2.
An aggressive play in the back door is right. We're going to look and see a 2 versus 1 right now with the bomb planted in the favor of Vega. So at least they got the bomb down. And KRB really getting super aggressive with the back door.
Keep going, Jordan.
Oh, facial.
More words.
Contrasted with the anal. How many words can we fit into a short period of time? They just defused the bomb into the first round and the second round.
My God.
It's like the.
I'm gonna go grab some coffee, guys. Enjoy second round.
It's the. It's the pink puffy character from Nintendo, like that.
Pink puffy character.
Kirby.
Kirby.
It's close to that.
That's the only character to play.
Give you a
he said
demonic
Cajun
device.
B instead of Kirby. He's gone that deep. Well, it's hard for me to because the screen is a bit away. I can't see the numbers on the radar. I need my radar to get my commentary game on. Oh no, let's leave that up. That's great.
Nice.
Marvelous stuff. So we see Vega Squadron gonna force their way into the B bomb site. AZ and Valde are there though. Valde used to play with Mertz on previous teams as well, so he'll be familiar with the man who's currently on the scouts.
So at least he got the bomb down first round. They started out in their favor, which is nice. They kind of got a little bit of money for that, but then that next round was just a wash.
I could have sworn on the veto overlay it said blue for Vega Squadron on 2 maps, which gave me the impression they were starting on the CT side. So I'm just not going to pay attention to that anymore, because I thought they were starting on CT of both of these maps, but that's obviously not the case. So 2-0 for North, and it's a poverty round for Vega Squadron. They have a decoy. Miz picked up a P250.
They're keeping the pace high, leaving a decoy upper B, and then going underpass just to cause some small distraction as they jump out with no flash.
Let's go. And there
Annihilated.
it is. Right then. Does Mertz stay on the scout? Probably. There is the man. Mertz with the English gear on, the British gear, should I say.
What is that?
Nice little patch on the side.
Oh, okay.
It's a Britann.
Great Britann.
Right then.
I'm leaving.
All right, well, I'll see you guys next year. It's been fun. But hey, look at that window smoke hit. That's nice.
Oh, we've got a push-up mid. Okay, sorry, Jordan's showing me some really weird gifs on his.
This is the shark.
Nothing to do with nothing to do with his pistol round commentary.
Nothing to do with productive analysis. So look at the retake here, actually from North. This is creative here, but it's not maybe going to work out. 4 versus 3 here. Launders, what do you make of a play like that? Can we play break that?
Yeah, we can break it down. We can play break it down. At this point, I mean, they're in a really good spot. Mid control, connector control. We've got a smoke down. And even though he's got low HP, if he dies, they have a lot of information. So I think that's worth it in and of itself. Now they know that the other guy's in CT. Probably got a passive setup at this point, but they can clear everything out because of their smoke. And Cross gets shut down by AZ. Really nice 3 frag from him. Something you can't really account for. You've just got to assume you can trade, especially low on grenades.
Kind of saving the day there a little bit, too, because they were well on their way to getting the bomb down.
That was supposed to be a round for Vega Squadron. But AZ said absolute no. There's still time for Mir. Oh, I thought you might have had it there, but apparently not. Well then, not bad.
In the end, it worked out. And see, that's one of those situations where even though you have numbers, low HP, it could actually lull you into something like this happening, where they knew that guy was spawn, and obviously Mertz gets spotted and he gets flashed, so immediately they let their guard down, and I'm not sure why. It's really common in a situation like that. Maybe they thought because they retook that to 2 overstacked B and they had time and they got some calm, so you never really know, but they really definitely made a big assumption there to cross the A bomb site like that.
It's interesting that Mertz chose the eco round to upgrade to the AWP. I think maybe it was partly spawn dependent.
Yeah, that he could just peek the window fast.
Yeah. And so far so good. 1 shot, 1 kill. Keep an eye on that. But again, let's not forget about Kiabi. The anime betrayal from Astralis.
Yeah.
What
5-0.
What happened there? Did the org moved him?
You see, when Goku came back
Mm-hmm.
and he realized that Gohan was hurt by
I
Majin
do
Buu.
wonder.
No one watched. Trace hasn't watched DBs.
Yeah, like
I
Dude,
mean,
what are you
neither
talking
have I, to be
about?
honest. I don't watch anime. But I guess, I mean, I do wonder, like, does that mean he was out of contract or something?
no.
Like, how
well,
does that, because the team had no idea. He was just like, I'm out. Ciao.
has there
I
been any
think,
talk about the contract stuff?
I think all that happened was Astralis decided to refresh their roster.
Okay. All right. A lot of people won't even get that.
Well, the other
It took
thing-
me a second. It took me 1 second. And then I was like, okay, I'm with you.
1 MS refresh time.
Yeah.
144
Takes me long
hertz.
because I'm taller.
Ah, information has to travel upwards.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
From somewhere.
But to be honest, in traditional sports, professional sports, how often do you? I mean, this is obviously a much smaller core, much smaller group. But when it comes to roster transactions, player transactions, I mean, Jordan, in the NHL, it wouldn't happen like that, right? I mean, they would just get moved. Like, they would get traded. They would maybe be consulted. if
Yeah,
it was
well, then your contract gets like bought
technically
out.
bought, yeah.
In this case, maybe Astralis, maybe his contract was up. How long he's been on Astralis for a bit, so maybe he had the chance and he just decided to take it. And you know, if you don't have a buyout, it's a good opportunity to get half of your buyout in worth of signing bonus or something. You know, and it's a common play you see people make.
You're also much more attracted to that incoming org you're going to, with
Yeah.
no billion-dollar buyout or whatever they're up to these days. I think it's $1 billion, right?
So just to chime in on the match here, I like this play from Vega, staying confident, but again, lulling a little bit with the advantage in the number game, and it's bringing them back down into their own disadvantage. It's 4 versus 2 here, and it's not looking good for them as it's going to go down to a 4 versus 1. Shander not able to get the kill, and again, one of these situations where I don't think Vega should get too unconfident with how they're starting these rounds, because the last round they lost, it was a 3-on-2. 4-on-2. This round again, 5-on-4. They're taking mid-control properly, but their late-game decision-making is still a little bit sloppy. They take the pause here to settle down a bit because, again, right there, they take mid-control, get that kill. They know there could be one more jungle and one more spawn, but they kind of come up and their pathing is just a little sloppy. Yes, it's good to have that first guy scale bench and check on their balcony, but the next guy needs to be ready to trade on toll booth or triple. And so they just need to settle down here and take a deep breath because Vega obviously has the framework, but some of the data is just lost, James.
They have barely any kills.
That's
which
another
is
thing
pretty
too,
bad.
they're
It's round
shaky.
7. Valde's got almost $13,000. The rest of them like 7K. So
MSL made a really heads-up play, though, as they came into the site, because there was a moment there where they really needed a couple of seconds more to keep running before they could get set up behind cover. And as they were running out, MSL wide swung on them from CT spawn. And I think that was a really heads-up play, because otherwise it would have been more of a fair fight for Vega.
yeah, and he's a guy who used to come into a lot of criticism for not really getting many kills. One of those in-game leaders who's just absent on the scoreboard. But I mean, he's been fragging for a while for his team reasonably well, all things considered. Great Vega Squadron trying to force their way into the A site now. Lost a man already, and North are just waiting. They seem to have quite reasonable position. And it looks like another difficult, awkward run for Vega Squadron at this point.
Well, you see the heavy rotate come out there from the CT side, right? They were ready to challenge that aggression head on. But ultimately, you know, Vega backs off a little bit, decides to take the bomb back through T-spawn, and maybe see what they can do here to get some frags and get it started.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup from North as well, just kind of leaving one guy. Well, now his team's coming back around, but for a little bit, he was there alone, and JR's not going to see him, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a lot of information for MSL.
Again,
Died
though,
for his country.
this is
I
where
don't-
North has been winning, though, these late round situations, and it looks like it's going to happen potentially. Nope. Oh, yeah. 1v2.
Shander left in a 2 versus 1. He does have the bomb in hand, as well as 2 flashbangs, full HP and head armor. He's going to be trying to make his way there towards the B site, running up that catwalk area. The 2 CTs trying to catch him with a choke point, and they will do just that. Valde going to go ahead and end the round 7-0.
I don't like that round from Vega, because I think them taking connector control second, but then also not making sure that they could walk up for free meant that they were relying too heavily on their guys walking up A ramp, and because Mertz gets this open and kill, it's even more difficult. So I think the walk-up was okay, but then they sent the bomb mid with 2 people, and the connector guy's still up with no one to pressure him. So all those things combined just made it too easy for North to win.
Finally, North to win again. Finally, another situation to literally give 4 examples in a row where Vega keeps losing the same way. So
We can't really
maybe they need to give the B-bomb site a try late round.
can't really read much from North at the moment because they're not really being tested as much as you might like. Looking like formality rounds at the moment.
And I'm confused on the veto because I keep thinking I thought Vega was starting CT because the blue was on the bottom. Was
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something production. If you guys can hear us, I don't know if that's the opposite or maybe they're giving you incorrect info. But
Yeah.
that definitely changed my opinion because I was thinking Vega starting on CT, they could apply a little pressure early.
Yeah, I would like some clarification on that actually. Like if it's chosen for next or what? What is going on there?
And Trace would like some Claritin, just for fun.
Just for fun, I'm good on the Claritin. But
What is that? What does that do?
It's
Allergy,
like a allergy.
antihistamine.
Oh right, okay.
He likes spraying water in his eyes.
God, I'm so bad with like that stuff. I took an antihistamine once and I felt like I was melting. I felt like I was just, I don't know, it was all over the place.
Really?
You
It's
get
like
tired?
in a very small percentage of people, it just bodies you with massive side effects, and I'm in that small percentage, so I
Nice.
just get annihilated.
So
But,
Benadryl is your one-way ticket, right?
Probably.
Isn't that a sleeping pill?
No.
Okay.
Antihistamine.
I just walk stuff off, man. I don't
Yeah, there you go.
I
Drink
don't
water,
take supplements.
hydrate,
Walk
maybe
it
some
off.
vitamins.
That's very UK of you. See, in America, we have something for everything.
Mm.
Your butt itches a little too much.
That's what
take
scares
this.
me.
Got a little headache, take that. Launders sitting too close to you, take this.
Does this mean that, are we being told that this is the first AWP we've seen with JR? No, we're not. Okay. 8-0. He's got a spawn. He may try to catch somebody
Moses,
crossing towards
he's
connector, but nobody's crossing. There's only one person in A for now. KRB's got to try and run distraction while Mertz... Is it Mertz making his way?
Yeah, he was able to get out.
Yeah. Well, Vega haven't lost anyone yet. That's a good start.
And they're still not out of the half. If they can get a little composure here in terms of the late game, they've been doing the mid control well. Obviously, Mer very aware of the fundamentals, knows that one way's coming in, has to kind of protect himself a little bit. Teammate stays close, ready for the trade in mid. This is a pretty solid mid control here.
That
and
flash actually was for someone to peek from ramp. From the mid position over the wall.
Why would they peek from ramp? I don't think that'll blind the spawn guy, will it?
I don't know. I haven't seen that really used before, but I was just keeping an eye on the radar, and whoever is on the ramp just had a bit more forward to peek. Ah, JR. So maybe it was him to get into position.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's hard. It's difficult flashing A from mid just because no matter where you flash, your flash line's so high that it's only like an after
It's
image
like
flash.
like a half-second max.
Yeah, so you can get someone off of position. It's good for
I
operators.
think it might have been for top jungle guy, actually top connector. Because the smoke wasn't top connector yet, it was only on the CT side, bottom of stairs. So they could have flashed back the upper.
This is better though. They take.
This is better. If they
Connector
get a flash
safely.
from the A ramp right now, please. There it is.
They have window
No.
control too.
Bad molly, please. Okay, yes.
And he held that for so long, too, anticipating that window boost.
Oh, MSL's waiting for the plant.
Oh.
No one's going to check this now.
Oh, no.
Oh,
There's
man.
no way.
He's opposite. He planted opposite triple though. They have
But-
connector control.
Now,
I was about to say, can he get a 2K from that position? Maybe sometimes he does, but not on this occasion. Valde
pretty low.
versus 3. Yeah, but how does he... They can
What?
play the bomb now. It's so exposed.
that was weird.
Although Chopper's kind of trapped in jungle with 4 HP. He's not going to want to get too far.
Well, they can grab this op and save. Looks like he's going to do just that, and they're fine with that 8-round lead. Only 2 alive for Vega. Nice chance for North to hurt their money this next round. Only 2 being alive.
It's funny. They had like the same resources, but their flowchart was better. Like taking mid more safely, connector safely,
Yep.
hitting A the same way at the end of the day.
Sitting same way. They still almost
That is
messed it
quite
up.
the shot.
They
Later.
almost messed it up with that molly jungle, which was actually really heads up by them to make sure they throw that molly from A ramp coming up. But then luckily they had Marin window, so they pinched it beautifully as they have. The last couple rounds though, they've just when they lost, they just took the wrong damage and their pathing was a little off. And it's little things have been the theme of today, and Vega finally swaying the little things in their favor that round.
Oh, we're getting slower.
Well, they finally found a round, so that's the door is cracked. It's not fully open. They can't completely walk in.
Clean.
But it's that what? It's the Tyler Latham 7 or 8 round theory, I think.
Oh yeah, you guys have
Yeah,
have
the
you ever heard
Skatheory.
of the Skatheory?
Skatheory, what's that?
This is a very real thing, I think.
It's-
Oh,
This
8-1 scoreline?
No,
Or
I tested it on
actually-
ECS. It failed.
So what is it?
It's at pro matches maybe only. I don't know.
What
It's
is
like
it?
when you're at 7-0. It's like he's almost guaranteeing a 7-1.
It's like that threshold of 6th, 7th, 8th round in a row.
You can't
The
win
next
more than
round
that
is-
in a
or
row.
The next round will go to the other team.
Except whenever 60 no's happen.
They do happen.
Yeah, Skatheory. Anyways, yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those things that happens like 80% of the time, but he acts like it happens 100% of the time.
80% of the time, 100% of
Every
the time.
Yeah.
50% of 80% of the time. It
Yeah.
happens every time.
So Valde is really there's a smoke kill. I remember when we played him back on heroic, and I was the B lurker on T side, and it was very frustrating because he would do the smoke halfway through the hall and sit up on the couch and have that little one-way, the chair up here by the balcony. So annoying. So I've seen him the first gun round. We didn't really talk about it much. He smoked behind himself and got ahead of it. Him doing that, you see Tarek on C9 do it for them. Having a player like that at B gives you a lot of confidence in your rotates and the cap player. See how he's in ladder room. Like, he's very comfortable with Valde in this 5-4. Now, as I'm saying that, there's a chance Valde dies right now and Vega scales fast, but it looks like North has the third rotator for market here, so this is going to be a good situation for Valde and crew to be in. Mert's ready to have a little field day here. Show us why we signed you right now. 3, 2, thank you, and...
I like the discipline, though, on the
It was
trigger
there.
finger.
You
It
know,
had such potential, Jordan.
let's
You
give it a
were
little
right there,
countdown.
man.
No, but Valde played well positionally the whole game, and he's someone who super strong in situations like that in terms of just like fundamental knowledge.
Well,
That's GG for the half, right
I
there.
think he almost. Never mind. I was gonna say I don't know if it's exposed. I think at one point we were even when we needed a fifth potential.
So,
Leaked.
9-1, right?
No,
And
anyway, this is the.
at this point, North, they're playing with such a confidence, right? They're kind of just able to walk anywhere they want. You saw Valde push upper B right there. Really putting them to the test.
I think what we've learned is just don't carbo load 10 minutes before the match.
Yeah, this is purely dietary advice at this point.
Boom. Wipeouts.
Is this worse than SK Torqued?
No, I think I don't. The reason I say no is because one, actually Vega's structural like start of all the rounds actually looks better than Torque. I think Torque was a little lost on T side Cobble. I think Inferno was a little better, but still not too fundamental. I think Torque actually looked pretty fundamentally sound in the starter rounds, but the way they're ending rounds and the way they're entering bomb sites, I don't know. I just get a feeling that Torque is, or Vega is used to getting more kills when they do default, and they're not getting as much as North. As I say that, North literally dies in an aggressive default. So, this is a weird round, actually.
I quite enjoy watching
Chopping them up, baby.
NIP on CT Mirage, which they're playing next, I think, because they get really aggressive. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not. No, I'm not laughing at you. Jordan is just one of those guys. You know, sometimes I look at Jordan, I just like break out in laughter. I just can't even.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. 2
Well,
versus 2 here, though, actually, and I think this is good advantage to the boys on T side. Obviously, they got to go pick up the bomb. North has no idea what they're doing right now. Valde on low HP. The only thing that could go bad right here is if MSL gets this kill.
where
So
do they plant the bomb?
I'm suspecting Kashandra. I would say opposite default here is the best route. I don't like this plant right here, but
Yeah, they weren't watching spawn at all.
Valde knows that, or Chopper knows that most likely Valde hasn't moved from B yet because he was by the vent. So that's the.
If you're going to plant
confidence.
on that side and your teammate's in jungle, why don't you just plant on the other side of default?
That's what. Yeah, that's what I meant. So I'm not quite sure about this decision.
Because either way, you're still exposed to CT, but at least you can plant for your teammate.
The double CT is super strong. You can watch once the,
Yeah, actually,
the
that's a
site
great-
and CT spawn at the
That's a
same
great
time.
point, actually. Why he should have definitely still planted there.
Either way, 8 and 5 HP on the North players.
No
of
armor,
Valde
though.
and SL.
Aim punch hurts.
Oh wow.
Oof. He gets one.
Just
And
enough time.
still gonna get the defuse.
Oh.
That was a really interesting approach to the 2v1. I mean, Valde jumping up on... It seemed like they knew that he was probably in CT and they could clear Firebox just in case at the same time. And then him jumping up totally puts your aim off
Yeah.
because you expect them to just wide swing from the left.
That's where, in those 2v1 situations, aside from trying to like give a good opinion of where the other guy is, there's not a lot of comms that need to happen there. Like you're saying, what happened is totally true, and I'm sure they thought of that. But a lot of people think that there's like some super macro level communication happening to coordinate peaks. But at a high level, I think one important thing, that trait that new players need to work on, is spacing and being ready to trade. And I think right there, MSO is aware Valde's clearing fire, and he jumps up and he meets him at that angle. And I don't necessarily think that's a comm. I think that's just awareness in the moment. I think that's very
Oh
my God!
Showing the mouse flick.
There's an uncrustable right there. It's spreading that jelly, baby.
He just
Cage or
swallowed
B?
all 3 of them.
You mean Cage or D? Ha ha! I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, look, it's Summit. We can get away with those things, right?
I think he just completely missed him. JR let him walk by the scope, didn't notice that Kirby made it to
That's
top
actually
mid.
hilarious.
Huh.
And they might actually be able to pull us back in a 2 versus 3 situation, even though Mertz has a lot of information on just. Oh, but JR is also aware. Toll booth guy coming from spawn might be.
Definitely heard the scope there. Definitely.
Valde might be able to snag a lucky kill here unless he waits long enough for the T-ramp guy to come out and shoot him in the side. And.
Oh well, never mind.
Well, maybe next year. All right.
Well,
Unfortunate.
I feel like this has been happening all day to where even in the Torque game, we're just like we're talking, there's a build up, and they're playing so good, and in the last second something happens, and right there, Valde I don't even think was looking.
It's
How
funny
do you
because
explain this?
Kashanda was looking. He was looking through the corner of the
Shaky.
smoke the entire time,
765.
and he decided to pop flash their way through the smoke. The problem is, if you pop flash connector, pretty much from anywhere, you can't flash every position in connector.
No, there's no reliable flash.
Yeah, so it has risks, and that was probably the worst one.
Every
Worst
stair.
punish I've ever seen.
If your flash line's on any stair, it can negate 100% of the flash for someone standing at the top of the stairs because of every angle.
Oh, I've seen that. Pasha had that at the top of Banana. No, top of mid on Inferno. It hit like some random divot and didn't flash the guy who was Arch. Which is like the... It was on Reddit as like the unluckiest flash ever or something.
Unlucko.
Oh no, I saw that one. You're talking about Pasha, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The little lip on the ground, it was insane.
There was a funny one on Dust 2 ramp, on old Dust 2, just in front of the door. It wasn't even a lip or anything, it was just where there was like some kind of corner in the ground and you'd throw a flash.
By
Instead of
B?
bouncing over the wall, yeah, it would just bounce backwards instead. It would just bounce straight at you.
Yeah. There's some fun things like that. The ones I hated probably the most were the on A bomb site on overpass. The train railings run through the bomb site.
Okay,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
randomly will do the 3 smoke wall, and for a while, one of the railings stuck out in a way where like it had like a 50-50 chance of like just like stopping obnoxiously from like a small texture on the ground, and then Valve removed it. Okay.
So
Mir jumping through the air to show him he don't care.
it wasn't you missing a smoke. It was actually the game.
Yeah, it wasn't actually me missing a smoke.
Wow.
Actually, and I don't even know if that was my smoke, but I think it was Shroudy's because he always used to complain. Because we were like, Shroudy, learn your smoke. And he's like, no, bro, I'm telling you.
I know what I'm
And
doing.
he like he zoomed in like 8x on the ground to show us. We're like, all right, Mikey,
8x.
you could
Show
stream
you a
now.
little,
Fine, you could stream.
little pixel. It's the
You're
pixel,
allowed.
I swear.
13-1.
Final round of the half. Vega, I don't even want to say it backs against the wall because that would imply they're in the building. And at this point, not looking pretty.
I like that.
Honestly, the first 5 or 6 rounds, though, I'm going to keep saying this. I don't know if I'm just like too much of an optimist here, but like they didn't look that terrible. It's just-
I think it's important to point that stuff out, though.
I think they look really bad.
no, but late game. But what do you think looks really bad? Like just their overall strat, like lack of depth of strats.
I think they're a little bit too predictable, but like they had the one good round, but apart from that, I didn't see another good round. They just tried walking out A ramp almost every single
Oh,
time.
hello.
Wow.
Yes, more of that, please.
Merch
Well,
with the hurts.
With the shotgun op, my favorite.
That's fair. Maybe I'm just giving too much credit for what should be expected as like base level CS.
I think you're just such a nice guy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. You're really too nice.
It's
I
really
think you
gonna
get
start
it.
to
It's
hurt
gonna
me.
catch up with you,
Get me
man.
off the desk. I'm useless.
You really, I think you get it from your mom too, because she's an angel. Cindy's cards is an angel.
Cindy's cards. Twitter.
Cindy Scars.
Cindy's cards. It's her Twitter.
Scars, you know, she.
Cards. She made greeting cards at one point. So
Oh, Cindy's Cards.
That is so adorable.
I thought
Yeah.
you said
No,
Cindy
she
Scars.
is an absolute angel. If you can hear me, Miss Cindy, Miss Gilbert, please. We'll take good care of Jordan down here. Been doing it for years. Not going to change now.
He turned out all right.
All right.
You should
aside
call.
from
You should
the-
call
aside
her.
from the smell, right, Chase?
Yeah, C's get degrees. Am I right, Jordan?
You should call her C Murder
See murder.
because
think
she's
that's
so
taken.
nice. Just give her
Ironic name.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, 14-1 or 1-14, depending on who you support. But the shark looks like the North have finned the shark.
Yeah, what is the
drowning
North
at
has
the bottom of the
the
ocean.
lion, right?
Yeah.
They've dragged the shark onto the dry lands. Oh,
There's
that's a
do
little
you
burp
guys
there. Hope
watch?
guys
Do you
heard
guys watch Nature is Scary on Twitter?
Is that the one where the animals?
Joe Rogan
tussle?
retweets them all the time.
I
saw the one with
retweet
the
them all the
snake. That
time.
was
I love
nuts.
them.
Oh,
People hate me for it.
Yeah, the snakes killed each other
The
the other day.
snakes,
That was
like
wild.
the constriction of the was the boa or whatever. That was crazy.
They
Man.
choke each other to
No,
death?
one was poisonous and the other constricted the other
Yeah.
one while he bit it. So it
So,
constricted one
yeah.
to death, and then the poison slowly killed the other one that he constricted.
That's how I want to go out in my final battle.
Oh, it's a wild picture, man. It'll really make you think. Just like this pistol round
Whoa,
here.
1 versus 3. Will we see a quick clutch? I don't know if we will, but now we're gonna die, son. I was gonna keep rapping, but then it ended fast.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere about past the Dutch, but
Past the Dutch, yeah, past the Dutchy. To the left-hand side. Start a reggae band here. I'm done. Sorry.
Wow.
Pass the
That
Dutchie
was
to the
quite the
left-hand
accent.
side.
I think
You
the
heard it?
odds are starting to
Listen,
make
James,
less
don't
sense.
talk to us about
Yeah.
accents.
I don't
Can you
know.
do-
The
oh wait,
odds
please do
definitely
an
changed.
American accent right now, please, please, please.
Tennessee.
Oh
No, be
my!
like, hey, my name's James.
Oh, okay. I can't.
I
can't. I don't even
can't
know where
do
to
it.
start with the first word. Hey.
Hey,
There, that's pretty
Sponge
American.
has a Sponge.
Hey.
Chad and Sponge has a brilliant American accent. It's hilarious.
So does Machine. He's like he imitates a Californian. Be like, for sure, dude. For sure, dude. He just nails it every
For
time.
sure.
For sure, dude.
Yeah, Machine. Yeah. that's good.
Can you sell?
sure.
Can you say? Hey, you watch King of the Hill, James? Can you say I sell propane and propane? accessories?
Propane. I used to
propane.
love that.
Propane.
Propane.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
What was that kid called? Kevin or something? The
Bobby.
ginger guy. The ginger.
There was Bobby and Hank was the dad. Hank
Bobby.
killed-
Dang it, Bobby.
Ricky
Dang it,
Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. It's,
I bet
Will
all the like
Ferrell.
European viewers are like, what are these stupid Americans talking about?
What
right
are
now?
they
And
talking
Why are they making
they're
fun of
broadcasting,
Eagles,
themselves?
boys.
Get these
Eagles,
guys off
Eagles.
the desk, the couch.
Desert Eagles.
MSL 3, 2, 1.
The countdown, bring it in, baby.
Have you guys fired a Desert Eagle?
In real life, no.
It's terrifying.
That's a big round.
It's
is a
terrifying.
big
It's
round.
so loud. I did it in Atlanta actually. We didn't make a. We
Where's
haven't made
Atlanta?
a. We haven't made a.
It's the
Dude, when I'm
lost
in a-
ocean under the sea. It's the
when
Atlanta.
I'm in immigration and I say Turner Sports, they think I'm saying tennis sports. So I have to
Oh,
say
yeah.
tennis. Go right
I
in.
have to say
It's fine.
Turner.
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 And they go, yes, tennis is a sport, yes.
Look at this right here. Okay.
Boink.
Mertz. Okay.
Ooh. You got to be confident in that moment where your recoil is resetting and you've also got to rest your aim to make sure that you're ready to hit the guy that's moving.
Yeah, that's
AZ shoulder picking and T-spawn. Let's go.
just
So,
practicing.
Really holding that angle. Really just making
I
sure.
guess this is they're doing
They
a quick
could be there
tack.
at 140.
So yeah, we haven't done a Sounds of CS:GO for the Desert Eagle because the place where we were filming the last series, their Desert Eagle was
Arby's
broken.
thing, right?
No. We have our own series of like Face It.
I saw some girl like shoot a Desert Eagle on a YouTube video and she like knocked herself out because the recoil hit her.
Hit her
sounds
in the
about
head.
right.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, right?
As long because she didn't get it
I
severely.
mean, as long
hurt.
as she didn't get like CTE or something, I'm
But
okay with that.
some Deagles have this like weird thing on the end of it, like just I don't know. We had a Desert Eagle, but it wasn't like the one in the game. It had like this massive
barrel. No,
thing at the top. I don't know what it was. It was weird.
Did
But
it-
the normal one was broken for some
like a
reason.
reticle or something.
There wasn't a scope, right?
No. It was just like a. It was almost like a sight, like an iron sight thing, but like just a big one. Like it was almost like a fin. I don't know. It was weird.
I don't know. Maybe it was
hammer?
something to counterbalance the weight.
Have
Because
you ever-
Possibly, yeah, for recoil or
yeah,
something.
because
Trace obviously was in the army here, but
that's a lie.
I was gonna say I shot an AK. Have you
Huh.
at in Las Vegas? It was like a shooting range there. It was wild. Have you ever like? Did you ever maintain accuracy with any rifle? Like,
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna sit here and brag on myself. A qualified expert marksman. You know.
yeah,
just the
did
way
you
it went.
Did you practice an AK at all?
No, we
Pick
didn't
up
use
the
AKs.
pick
Is
up the
the
enemy
AK
weapon.
better in real life or in
Okay,
PUBG?
so this is what I PUBG. This is what I think about the AK. The AK in real life is so sturdy. Like I've seen the Taliban bury those things, dig them up, and use them again. Like it's weird. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, they're
can, like, go
mad reliable,
underwater
aren't
with
they?
Yeah, they're resilient. Is the word.
And the bullets for those are massive, right?
It's a 7.62. It's bigger than the
5.56.
When
Yeah.
we did an
PUBG
AK
has
video,
taught me so much.
we did an AK video, and they had an AK with Hello Kitty printed on it, but we couldn't use it in case some copyright crap. There is a Hello Kitty AK-47 in Las Vegas. Anyway, Vega Squadron
Back to the game here,
have
huh?
guns. We've got a minute 10 on the clock, and North just now taking their control of mid. Kiabi will probably be flashed in by MSL.
Look at this setup right here on CT. So double stairs, one jungle, playing a full retake A, but all focused on. This might be an interesting take.
This is what I mean about
possible retake setup. They need the Bardolph Molotovs from jungle.
This is what I mean about like
The Bardolph.
I think
Right.
they have a very
I'm sorry.
It was close.
Bardolph.
In my head, it came out so much more smoothly.
James actually likes that.
What's going on now? Like, there's 40 seconds left, and
James, take it
look
away.
at this possession of connector. This is what I mean about like North being very predictable. I feel like that is what we might be seeing now from Vega Squadron, because normally Kiabi will get pop flashed in, or whoever will get pop flashed in by
But
MSL.
they still have the bomb site. So the reason this could go north.
Because they don't have no one in
20
spawn.
seconds though. Yeah, that's true.
They all. Oh,
Let me tell you guys what's going on behind the scenes. I just saw someone walk in with an entire trash bag worth of Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh my
So
gosh,
that-
Chick-fil-A's on the way,
We've
guys.
got
I
10
can't
seconds
say that
to plant the bomb.
they did.
Oh, they might just have time.
Whoa.
So desperate. But you can see Vega, they completely thwarted North's possession of mid, and that's their bread and butter. So
Got decent spots still. Uh-oh.
reposition, get the 1v1.
Valda wins these.
Actually, he might.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, he didn't.
That was
see
a cute
hit.
angle.
You can see the hard reads from Vega Squadron, man.
Is Chick-fil-A here?
Yes.
I gotta go,
Here.
guys.
Yep. We're gonna take take no breaks. Hey, what's up, fellas? Someone
But the
want to
thing
join
is-
us?
Extra headset here.
Brax, I think you wanted to, right?
Brax expressed interest to do play-by-play.
Yeah.
I think North are one of the better teams for a plan B, though.
What do you mean?
Like you saw Vega Squadron, right? Just trying to stop North from doing anything in the middle position. Not giving up kills early, not letting them get connector. So they kind of had to abort their mission. But if North are expectant of such plays again, then I feel like they will have a deeper strat book, so they'll find a way around it.
Yep, but this is where Vega shines right here. You got Chopper by solo right now, taking mid control. If they're smart, they're going to be, Murray's going to be able to back off now with this mid control they have. That's the power of playing aggressive, and they should have two people here and clean them up like shark bait, but they're not going to, because the smokes are going to create an opportunity right now for North to actually progress forward, even though Murray jumps out.
That's a kill.
Enough to know he don't cur. 3 versus 2 situation, though. And actually, this is a pretty great round from North to get, especially with considering the scoreline and how many rounds they have to work with. They want to make sure they get that bomb planted and potentially.
Well, 1v1, Mertz and Kashander. It's going to be a seemingly difficult task if you can't catch him off guard. And Mertz replying with the
Wow.
deagle.
Boom. No Kevlar required.
And slowly but surely, right on the cusp of being
You know what sucks there is Chopper takes mid control, but I don't know if he kind of hesitated halfway in the mid ramp. And then normally what that allows is that your 2 B players can play inside B. But in this case, Chopper actually got caught behind the double wall. So, you know, the pillars right there, B. That's normally what people smoke off, in which North did smartly enough. But it shouldn't have worked that well, I don't think. And, you know, Vega could have easily stopped that. And I don't really know what to attribute.
Ooh, Vega, how quickly can they act on this information, expecting North to... I think North are trying to suggest a mid-take, but they had one person who had to throw a Molotov, and they've abandoned the area. However, Vega Squadron, they're not going all the way towards the top of mid, but they have to realize quickly, especially because they're ill-equipped.
I find it weird that they don't play anyone CT all the time, because that guy can really stay alive very easily, even if he doesn't have help. And it helps if they do walk out A ramp, which they've done 2 rounds in a row. So.
Well, if he stays alive CT, he also has that chance to shut down any plant, an entire lane of the bomb site.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but I think this is purely for North. Prioritizing around the connector area.
Now they're going B.
Yeah, B is open, so North, again,
All
North with the plan B.
GG, time for some
No pun
Chick-fil-A,
intended.
boys.
Yeah.
Gotta save me a spicy chicken back there.
Sorry, they're fresh out.
Jeez.
And
Well, there it is.
16-5.
16-5.
So far, so good for
You
North.
know what, though? I think because they've got another map in, those bagels are going to finally start working.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, the
They're going
carbs.
to break it down, yeah.
The energy is going to start.
It's been about 40
the
minutes.
The carbs are going to convert to energy.
So we might see a better second map from Vega.
So what can we really say about North from that?
I think they did
Bearing
what
in mind they've got new players and so on. You can't really...
I don't think they were tested as hard as they could have been.
That's a good point.
You could say that they seem a little revitalized. One map, is that enough to say that? I'm not sure. More so that it's cool to see Mertz making that underpass put at the op. That whole theme could go a long way. You'd be surprised. Teams like North, where they've had MSL's leadership for so long, Liquid, we used to argue that Liquid had a better strat book than C9, but we played better merely because we were more dynamic.
Come on down. Stay a while, guys.
Give us
Any
a
takers?
comment.
Any takers?
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah, we
God.
did take a break. We didn't win 16-1 just now. We really need to.
All that shoulder picking
I'm
T
kidding.
spawn for
I'm
AZ.
just messing.
I think it's what it was. Really holding that angle all the beginning of the round, the first 20 to 30 seconds.
No, but where were we going with that? Yeah, in terms of where to read. And sometimes you have a strat caller like MSL who's so focused on a certain style of play that sometimes, like I said, allowing people to make some plays like that, allowing Mertz, maybe using Summit as an event to kind of create a new foundation for your play could give MSL some new. Because it's not that he was necessarily out of ideas, but when you get so honed in on your play, once you build it up, the strat book, you do small tweaks. Well, this is now giving them the opportunity to move out whole chunks of previous ideas and bring in
Exactly what you're saying. I mean,
new
this is
formats to their defaults, their play style.
It's a great event for them to trial and error what works, what doesn't work. You know, maybe that breath of fresh air that we were talking about, it's just one of those events where they get a good wind of it.
Does the winner of this play SK?
Yes.
That would be, if North, that would be like a great test.
Yeah.
And the
Stylistically, also for Mertz, within his own style and the potential style for North, I think that'd be cool.
And I think the loser plays torqued.
That'll be interesting as well.
Yep, lower bracket, double elimination, best of 3 if you're just tuning in. Do we have the bracket production? Can we pull that up while we're chatting, or are we going to break? So either way, I think the bracket, way it's going to work out is that. Well, actually, we don't know who's on the other side. I need to look, yeah. I thought I was going to be able to pull this up.
You're digging us a hole.
There we go. No.
I'm digging myself my own hole.
You did great, Jordan.
I'm
I'm
jumping
sitting in
in.
here.
What else
It's
is in your
warm in
hole?
here.
As you see, SK Gaming taking out Torque 2-0 earlier in the day. And then Vega obviously falling. You just saw one map to North in the best of 3. So North haven't advanced yet to meet SK, but they are simply one map away.
I would just like to say this is a very nice looking bracket.
And that chicken smells
it's clean.
fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we do breaks? Do we have commercials, anything, sponsor stuff? Something? Okay, listen, guys out there, what we're going to do is we're going to prioritize the Chick-fil-A over you guys. We're going to be back with another map shortly, and we're going to have Inferno.
And a good time.
Yes, we are.
And a good
Don't
time.
forget the good time. We're going to also.
I want to see Overpass. I want to see a third map, but
Tweet
we'll
us
find
at
out.
Beyond the Summit, your predictions, map 2.
And with that said, we'll be
I'm Jordan, I think
right back.